Welcome, dear dreamer, to Sleep Stories. My name is Aurora, and tonight I will guide you into a place far beyond the noise of the waking world. A place where the stars breathe slowly, and every sound is wrapped in the softness of the cosmos. You are safe here. There are no battles to fight, no storms to endure. Only light, warmth, and the comfort of knowing you are exactly where you need to be. Before our journey begins, perhaps you might leave a spirit bomb of a like and call forth the Shenron of subscriptions. I share new journeys like this once each week, every Friday, so there will always be another peaceful adventure waiting for you. That way, each time you return, the gates of this world will open for you again. Now, let us drift away. In the endless dark between galaxies, where no wind blows and no sound disturbs the air, a single point of light begins to shimmer. At first, it is no different from the countless stars surrounding it. But as we draw closer, the light softens and blooms, unfolding into the delicate curve of a petal, then another, and another, until before us rests a lotus, vast and radiant, suspended in the quiet heart of the universe. Its petals are translucent, each one glowing from within, shifting between shades of soft rose and gentle gold. The edges glisten as though dusted with stardust, and with every slow movement, light ripples across the flower's surface like waves on a still pond. It drifts without haste, turning ever so slightly, as though swaying to the rhythm of an invisible tide. Encircling the lotus are 7 orbs, small suns that burn not with fire, but with a deep amber glow. They drift gracefully in a slow, deliberate dance. Each orb contains a scattering of crimson stars, 1 in the first, 2 in the next, then 3, and so on, until all 7 gleam together. Their light pulses gently, each orb responding to the movement of the others, bound by a harmony older than the stars themselves. Resting at the very center of the lotus is a figure. He sits in perfect stillness, cross-legged, his hands resting lightly upon his knees. Silver hair rises and falls gently, untouched by any breeze. His eyes are closed, and a calm expression rests on his face. A quiet smile, as though he has been listening to the universe's song for a very long time. Around him, the faint shimmer of energy flickers like moonlight on water. It is Goku, yet not the Goku of battle. Not the unyielding warrior who surges forward with fiery power. Here, he is something else entirely. His presence is still and steady, his aura soft and luminous. The energy that surrounds him does not roar. It hums. It radiates warmth, reaching outward in gentle waves that brush across the lotus and flow into the endless night. The air, or whatever passes for air in this space, feels heavy with peace. Each breath drawn here seems to settle deeper, as though the lungs themselves are drinking in the calm. There is no danger here, no need for caution, no shadows waiting beyond the light. The space itself feels alive, as though it is watching over everything within it. The Dragon Balls drift closer to the lotus, their golden glow casting warm arcs of light across the petals. Whenever their light touches the flower, it spreads in soft ripples that fade only when they reach the edges. These ripples seem to pulse in time with Goku's slow breathing. Even without opening his eyes, it is clear that he is connected to this place, woven into its stillness like a thread in the fabric of a great tapestry. Above, there is no horizon, no ground, no end. The sky is an infinite ocean of deep blues and silvers. Stars shine quietly, each one holding its place. Farther away, galaxies turn with unhurried grace. their spiral arms trailing like ribbons in the void. Nebulae bloom in clouds of violet, gold, and sapphire, drifting across the dark like petals on water. The great lotus rests at the center of it all, cradled in a silence so complete that it feels like a living thing. This is not an empty silence. It is full, brimming with the steady heartbeat of the universe. Every pulse of light, every flicker of the Dragon Balls, every slow breath of the one who sits at the lotus's heart, all a part of the same rhythm. Time moves differently here. Seconds stretch into minutes, minutes into hours. But there is no urgency, no need to keep count. The stars have waited for eons, and they will wait for eons more. In this place, every moment feels like it could last forever. Beneath the lotus, a soft glow swirls. It is not light reflected from above, but a luminous mist that curls and flows like smoke from an unseen fire. Golden flecks drift within it, catching and holding the light, before vanishing again. The mist rises to brush against the edges of the petals, then falls back into the endless dark below, moving as though it breathes along with the figure above. From this vantage point, the Dragon Balls appear almost alive. The stars within them shift and gleam, each one a tiny ember in a golden flame. Though they make no sound, there is a presence in their glow, something ancient, vast, and patient. They are more than relics, more than keys to summoning the eternal dragon. Here, they are symbols of completeness, of all things drawn together into a perfect whole. Goku remains still, his shoulders rising and falling in perfect rhythm with the flow of the place around him. The energy in his aura flickers faintly, sometimes brightening just enough to illuminate the closest petals before fading again. There is a strength here, but it is not the kind that comes from power or speed. It is the strength of unshakable peace, of being so grounded that nothing can disturb the calm. Far off, in the deepest shadows of the cosmos, something begins to hum. It is low and deep, almost imperceptible at first, but it carries through the space like a memory. The sound is neither threatening nor urgent. It is steady, like the first note of a long-forgotten song. It seems to vibrate in the chest, in the bones, in the air itself. The petals of the lotus shift slightly, as though they too can hear it. The Dragon Balls respond with a faint increase in brightness, their golden glow warming, their inner stars burning more vividly. The sound grows clearer, like a great and distant voice speaking in a language too old to be understood, yet somehow familiar. And still the scene holds its peace. The hum does not disturb the calm, it deepens it. The stars above seem to lean in, their light steady and unblinking. The mist below glows a little brighter, and the petals sway with the same patient grace. In this moment, everything is connected. The drifting galaxies, the glowing Dragon Balls, the silver-haired figure at the heart of the lotus, and the infinite expanse around them. The universe breathes, and all within it breathe with it. Here, there is no past and no future, only the unending present, unfolding like the petals of a cosmic flower. And within that present, peace stretches out like an endless horizon, waiting to carry all who enter it into the next part of the journey. The hum grows deeper, wrapping itself around the stillness of the lotus like a slow tide. It is not a call in the way a voice calls, nor is it music in the way a song plays. Yet it carries both the weight of words and the rhythm of melody. It feels as though it has been resonating forever, simply waiting for the moment when it would be noticed. The petals of the great lotus respond in quiet harmony. Their glow deepens, shifting from rose to gold, then back again, as though catching the light of a hidden sun. The mist that swirls beneath rises higher, curling over the edges of the petals before drifting outward into the void. The dragon balls seem to awaken in unison, their inner stars pulsing with warm light, each one now burning a little brighter than before. From the edges of the scene, golden threads begin to form, thin strands of light that weave through the air, connecting one dragon ball to the next. Slowly, the threads tighten into a perfect circle, a halo that surrounds the lotus entirely. The hum intensifies, but not in volume. Rather, it sinks deeper, as though its vibrations are reaching into the core of every star in sight. Goku remains seated in stillness, his silver hair shimmering faintly in the golden glow. His aura flutters in delicate waves, bending toward the light as though acknowledging it. His breathing is unbroken, steady, the calm center around which all things turn. The halo of light thickens, each thread now flowing with liquid gold. It begins to rotate, not with haste, but with the infinite patience of the universe itself. And as it turns, the space within it shimmers. Stars bend and warp around the edges, their light spilling inward toward a single point at the center of the halo. The hum takes on a subtle shape, like a vast breath drawn in. The golden mist folds inward, and from its heart, a shadow begins to emerge. At first, it is formless, just a darkness within light. But as it uncoils, its shape becomes unmistakable. Long sweeping curves of emerald scale wind gracefully into the scene, glinting in the glow of the dragon balls. A tail moves first, curling effortlessly through the air, each movement smooth as flowing water. Then the rest follows, loops and arcs of a colossal serpentine body, scales shimmering like glass polished by centuries. The air around them hums with the depth of his presence. Shenron has come, but not as he is often remembered, not in the blinding flash of a summoned wish, nor with the sudden roar that shakes the earth. This arrival is quiet, deliberate. Every motion is unhurried, as though each coil of his body takes an entire lifetime to complete. His massive form floats effortlessly, his length stretching far beyond the edge of sight. His mane of golden whiskers drifts gently in the airless space, moving with the same slow rhythm as the lotus petals. His eyes open, not with a sharp glare, but with a steady light. They glow from within, two warm suns that hold neither judgment nor demand. In this place, his gaze carries not the weight of power, but the quiet assurance of something eternal. The hum changes again, becoming deeper still, until it resonates in the marrow. It is not exactly a sound, not exactly a thought. It is something between the two, a voice too ancient to belong to any one language, yet somehow understood. He begins to speak. The words carry no edges, no sharpness. They flow, each one unfolding into the next, like ripples across still water. He speaks of the beginning, not of any one world, but of all worlds. Of a time when the universe was only a deep, endless dark. And in that dark, there was the first breath. That breath carried a single note, and from that note came light. The light did not rush. It stretched itself slowly, reaching into the dark like a hand extended in greeting. And in its warmth, the first stars began to bloom, not as bursts of fire, but as soft lanterns in a boundless night. Each one was a seed, and from these seeds came worlds. Shenron's voice carries the weight of ages, yet there is no heaviness in it. It is not the telling of a distant myth, but the remembering of something lived, something as familiar to him as breathing. The golden glow from the Dragon Balls pulses in time with his words, as if they too remember. The great dragon drifts in slow spirals around the Lotus, his massive form never disturbing its stillness. Every turn reveals more of his vastness, more of the intricate patterns that ripple across his scales. He speaks of rivers of light flowing through the void, of nebulae forming like blossoms in an eternal spring. He tells of the patience of the stars, that some waited for millions of years before their light could touch another. Each word settles into the space like a stone into deep water, sending out ripples that carry peace. The hum of his voice fills every shadow, every gap, until even the most distant galaxies seem to rest in its sound. Time drifts unnoticed. There is no counting here, only the slow turning of the halo, the gentle breathing of the Lotus, and the winding grace of the eternal dragon. Shenron does not hurry. His telling is as unending as the place itself, each pause as full as each word. He speaks of balance. That creation was not born in a burst, but in a steady unfolding. That light came not to chase away the dark, but to live alongside it, each one giving meaning to the other. He tells of moments when the stars themselves seemed to sleep, their light dimming until the time came for them to shine again. Around the Lotus, the mist thickens, curling upward as if drawn to his presence. The golden flecks within it swirl faster now, catching the glow of the Dragon Balls until they look like tiny whirls in their own right. The air is warmer here, not with heat, but with the deep comfort of something vast and protective. Shenron's eyes linger on Goku, though the warrior's own remain closed. It is not the gaze of a master to a student, nor of a ruler to a subject. It is the gaze of two beings who understand something beyond words. A recognition that in stillness, there is strength greater than any battle could grant. His voice softens, though the depth remains. The stories shift from the forming of stars to the shaping of gentle worlds. Worlds of silver seas under endless skies, of forests that glow softly under twin moons, of mountains where the wind moves in songs older than life itself. The telling is not about conquest or victory, but of the quiet moments that endure, the places where life can rest, grow, and simply be. With each vision, the petals of the Lotus open a fraction wider, as though they too are listening. The golden halo of the Dragon Balls continues its slow rotation, each sphere now burning steadily. They seem to pulse in agreement with the words, their ancient magic content not to act, but simply to bear witness. The sound of Shenron's voice feels endless, yet gentle, like waves against a shore. His presence fills the space entirely, but without weight, without demand. There is no urgency here, no expectation. Only the steady truth of things that have always been, and will always be. As the story of the stars draws toward a quiet pause, Shenron's coils drift higher above the Lotus. His head lowers slightly, eyes warm, the hum of his voice fading into the deep stillness that has surrounded this place from the beginning. The light remains. The halo turns. The Lotus breathes. But now there is something new in the air. A promise. Not the promise of wishes granted, but the promise that this peace, once found, is never truly lost. It waits, patiently, for whenever it is needed again. And in that quiet certainty, the space around the lotus grows even softer, preparing for what will come next. The silence after Shenron's last word is not empty. It is full of the weight of his telling, full of the quiet glow left behind by ancient truths. The golden mist drifts gently around the lotus, its motion slowing again, returning to the rhythm of deep rest. The dragon balls remain in their perfect circle, each one holding its steady light. The stars inside them seem more vivid now, their crimson shapes sharp against the gold, as if the stories have stirred something within them. They no longer flicker. They glow with quiet confidence, content in their stillness. Shenron's vast form coils and turns above the lotus, but his movements are so smooth that the air itself seems to flow with him. His scales catch the light in ripples, as though water is sliding along his body. His eyes, those warm, golden suns, remain fixed upon the scene below. Then without a sound, he begins to speak again. This time, the voice is even softer, a deep resonance that moves like a slow current through the air. No grand beginnings now, no tales of creation or stars being born. Instead, his words shape visions, gentle places hidden within the folds of the universe, where time drifts without urgency. He tells of a meadow beneath a lavender sky, where the air is thick with the scent of blossoms that have never known the wind. The ground is warm, and every blade of grass hums faintly when touched. Silver-winged creatures float above the flowers, their movements so unhurried that each beat of their wings feels like an entire minute. Then the vision shifts. A coastline of crystal water stretches endlessly, the sea glowing softly beneath a pair of moons. The waves are slow, almost reluctant to reach the shore. And when they do, they leave behind shimmering trails that fade only after many moments. The air is warm here, and the sound of the water carries the same patient heartbeat as the lotus. Another place appears, a forest where the trees rise higher than clouds, their leaves glowing with gentle green light. The air is thick with mist, and every drop reflects the stars as if holding the entire sky within it. There is no sound here but the occasional falling leaf, each one spiraling slowly to the moss below. As Shenron speaks, the golden mist around the lotus thickens, curling higher until it mingles with the petals themselves. The edges of the lotus begin to glow more brightly, as though the flower is absorbing the visions. The silver-haired figure at the center remains in perfect stillness, his breathing deep and even. The peace radiating from him matches the rhythm of the scenes Shenron describes. His presence is a mirror to the dragon's words, unshakable, patient, and vast. One final vision unfolds, a place at the very edge of the universe, where there is no ground, no sky, only a gentle, endless sea of light. Here, the waves are not made of water, but of warmth itself, each one rising and falling like a breath. In this place, all boundaries fade, the self and the stars, the present and the past, all become one. Shenron's voice lingers here, letting the image settle. The warmth of the sea seems to flow into the space around the lotus. The petals glow brighter still, their colors deepening into a soft, endless gold. The dragon balls pulse once in unison, their glow spreading outward until the whole scene is bathed in a quiet golden dawn. The eternal dragon lowers his head, his long whiskers swaying gently in the airless space. His eyes close halfway, and for a moment The hum of his presence softens to almost nothing. When he speaks again, it is not as a storyteller, but as something older and deeper, a keeper of what has always been true. His words are simple, yet they carry the weight of every star he has ever seen. Peace is not found. It is remembered. The words drift into the air, then dissolve like mist into sunlight. They do not fade. Instead, they settle into the space, becoming part of it. The golden glow remains. The mist swirls, the lotus breathes, and the dragon balls drift in their endless circle. But now everything feels different, fuller, whole. Shenron begins to uncoil, his immense body turning away from the lotus. His movements are as slow as his arrival, each curve of his form catching the light one last time. The golden halo of the Dragon Balls remains steady, holding its place, as though protecting what now rests here. The dragon's form grows fainter as it drifts toward the horizon, or what passes for a horizon in this place. His coils blur into the mist and starlight, until only the faint gleam of his eyes remains. They shine for a few more moments, then close gently, leaving behind only the hum, low and eternal, woven into the space like a heartbeat. The mist begins to thin, returning to its gentle, drifting patterns. The petals of the lotus close slightly, not in an ending, but in the quiet way a candle's flame leans inward. The light remains warm, and the air is still thick with the presence of what has just been. The silver-haired figure remains at the center, his stillness as complete as ever. The aura around him shimmers faintly, echoing the peace left behind. His breathing matches the slow turn of the Dragon Balls, the pulse of the petals, and the distant, endless hum. Above, the stars return to their soft glow. The galaxies spin in the far reaches, their ribbons of light stretching across the void. Nebulae bloom with calm color, their edges blurred as though painted by the slowest of hands. The universe resumes its quiet dance, as if the story had always been part of it. Nothing stirs the lotus. Nothing disturbs its place in the center of all things. This is a place outside of time, a sanctuary untouched by change. And though the eternal dragon has drifted away, the promise remains, woven into the mist, folded into the petals, glowing in the heart of each Dragon Ball. Peace is here, it will wait, always. And so, the scene settles into stillness once more. The golden light fades into the soft pink glow of the lotus. The mist sinks back into the dark below, and the 7 Dragon Balls resume their gentle orbit. The figure at the center remains unmoving. His presence, the calm at the heart of the cosmos. Somewhere in the distance, the faintest vibration stirs, a reminder that the eternal dragon's presence is never truly gone. But here now, there is only the steady warmth of a place beyond fear, beyond time. The petals rise and fall in their slow, endless breath. The Dragon Balls drift, their stars glowing softly. The air holds the memory of the voice that spoke of creation, of stillness, of peace. And in that memory, the heart rests. The story does not end here. It simply continues in silence, as it always has, waiting for the next soul to find its way to the lotus above the stars.